Yeah, go.
Hello and welcome to Headingley for the start of a triple-header weekend of International Rugby League. Tomorrow, the World Wheelchair Champions England take on their old foe, France. Later today, England's men are looking to seal a 3-0 series win over Tonga. But first, England and Wales women will face each other for just the third time in their history. Let the games begin.
The series is in the bag. It's the magic man, Jack Brown. England are the World Cup champions.
What a weekend we have in store, and in half an hour here on BBC Two, England and Wales will kick it all off. At 2 o'clock, we go over to BBC One for the third and final test between England and Tonga. England are aiming for a clean sweep. Tonga will be looking to salvage some pride. And then tomorrow from 2:45 on BBC Two, Wheelchair World Cup winners England take on their fierce rivals France. Stand by for Le Crunch. There'll be no love lost there. A short time ago, the two teams arrived. Captained by St Helens Challenge Cup winning skipper Jodie Cunningham, England will be looking to impress today. Standoff Georgia Roach has just won an NRLW Grand Final with Newcastle. Coach Stuart Barrow took over in February and after a 64-0 win over France in April, has a very strong squad to pick from, including York Valkyries Super League winning captain and Woman of Steel, Sinead Peach. As for Wales, they are very much a developing nation. Captained today by Shawnee Davies, they played their first full international match just 2 years ago. But Tom Brindle's side are steadily building and are aiming to qualify for the next World Cup. Wigan's Caris Marsh will be a go-to player today, as will Cardiff Demons flying fullback Leanne Burnell, who scored Wales' sole try in a 32-6 loss when the two sides last met. So a big game for both teams, but particularly for Wales, who are on the biggest stage they've ever been on. Well, joining me in the sort of makeshift studio we've got up here, York and England's Kelsey Gentle and former World Cup star St Helens Faye Gaskin. If you're a regular visitor here to Headingley, we are actually where the DJ is normally put. So Kels, you're in charge of DJ vibes for us today.
100%. I was born for this. I love my tunes. MC Kelsey G's on it. Don't anyone needs to worry about that.
Oh, love it. You've even got the earrings to go with it, but we won't go there. What are we expecting today, Faye?
Oh, for me, I think England have been developing for many years now, and I think they've got such a strong squad and a strong 41 player named before it come down to the 19. But
yeah, and I think there's been a lot of emphasis in recent years about developing the international game and developing the women's game in general, and Wales are a real success story about that. You know, they've only been around for a couple of years, and every time they've played, they've improved and they have developed. And
well, let's take a look at the two teams who will take the field today. Jodie Cunningham leads the side in her 30th full international. Only Saints teammate Emily Rudge is ahead of her in the all-time standings. They start together in the pack. NRLW Grand Final winner Georgia Roach returns to Headingley for the first time since making the move to Newcastle Knights earlier this season. And Lacey Owen is set to make her England debut off the bench 3 years after her first being called up to the international squad. While Vicky Molyneux is playing her final game for England, she will retire from the international game after today. Well, Wales are missing captain Bethan Dainton due to injury, so Shawnee Davies skippers the side in her absence. Davies was another injury concern, but she has been past fit to start. The loose forward scored 2 tries when Wales defeated England Lions in 2019. Salford forward Brogan Evans is the only uncapped member of the matchday squad. She was the top tackler and top carrier in Super League this season and could make her Wales debut from the bench. So those are the teams. How will Wales go about the game today? The former England and Leeds Rhinos for Daniika Prim is amidst the Wales warm-up.
Closest to us.
Yeah. And here we are with the Wales camp. We've got Caris Martage we're going to look out for. Wigan Warriors half.
Well, we can now hear from the head coach of Wales, Tom Brindle, who joins us down by pitch side. I'm hoping that, yes, you're sheltered from the rain, Tom. Good to hear it. How big a day is this for your side?
Yeah, it's absolutely massive for us as a team. We keep on trying to put ourselves in comfortable positions to be able to play at a historic stadium.
Well, the head coach for England these days is Stuart Barrow. I caught up with him earlier today. Stuart, you only took over earlier this year and have had one test match with the girls. What kind of thing have you been concentrating on to try to get your style of play across?
Yeah, I think it's been some of the attacking shape, really. We're looking at playing less structured but more shape, so shape over structure.
Now, you've got your own fitness test to undergo now, because you've got to get from here over up onto the gantry. You were looking across the other way earlier, thinking it's quite a long way away. Don't run too fast, because we don't want you breathless to join the commentary team. So, Kelsey, you're going to have to get me through the next bit on your own. Now, we've got quite a lot of ceremony to go before we get to kick-off here today, because as the rugby league season comes to an end in Leeds this weekend, this is the sport's last chance to commemorate those who we have lost in war. The head coaches of England and Wales, Stuart Barrow and Tom Brindle, will each lay a wreath on behalf of their teams, and those gathered in the stadium will be invited to stand, if they are able to, and share in a 1-minute silence ahead of Remembrance Day next weekend. It's a very important moment for rugby league that has a very close connection to the armed forces. The minute's silence will follow the playing of the last post, which will be performed by Jordan Wilson. So we are just about ready for kick-off. Hopefully Faye Gaskin has made it around Headingley and up to the gantry to join our lead commentator, Sharon Shortle.
Thanks, Tanya. Well, let's go through the teams again for this afternoon's match. It's the return to Headingley for Georgia Roach after a year in the NRLW. She's with Tara Jones in the halves, who goes there from the usual place at hooker. Kira Bennett gets the nod to start at 9, with Sinead Peach, the woman of steel, on the bench. Also on the bench is the debutant Lacey Owen. Wales led this afternoon by Shawnee Davies. She takes the captain's armband in place of Bethan Dainton. She's back in a Welsh shirt after 2 years out with injury. Leanne Burnell catches the eye at full-back as she returns from a collarbone injury. Brogan Evans becomes the 50th player to win a Welsh cap. She's on the bench. Both Papua New Guinea and Brazil today will be a different matter against Wales, who are rising on the international stage. The referee this afternoon, Enzo Pera of France. Again, another character in the game, up and coming. I'm delighted to say that Faye Gaskin has managed to get round to the commentary point. A nice turn of pace there, Faye, and no injuries.
No, absolutely no injuries, but what a special day today for the Wales team and also the England girls. To have that game back on home soil after the last World Cup is pretty special.
So here we go then. Wales getting things underway, kicking deep into the England half. England, of course, in the blue and white shirts, and the Welsh, as you would expect, in red. And that's a good, strong run and carry for England to get things started. Bennett at acting half. There goes Molyneux. So that's it then, the first 40 minutes done. England in control on the scoreboard. They lead Wales by 20 points to 0.
Leanne Burnell, the Wales fullback, is with me. Leanne, those little errors near the England line are killing you, aren't they?
Yeah, we get the chances. We're building opportunities.
Damian straight in with the hard question there. Tara looked a little taken aback with that. I don't think she was about to say that her own player should have been red carded. What do you make of those match stats, Daniika?
I think the biggest one for me is you've got to look at those, the play the balls. 34 play the balls for Wales.
Well, remember, this is just the first game of a triple header this weekend. When we come off air here on BBC Two, we switch to BBC One for the third game between England and Tonga. Get a clean sweep. Coverage starts on BBC One from 2 o'clock. Tomorrow from 2:45 we are set for a blockbusting repeat of the Wheelchair World Cup final as champions England face France. Expect the fireworks to fly. It's a busy weekend in the world of football, and at 5:30 here on BBC Two we've an FA Cup first round clash between non-league Bromley and League One's Blackpool. And tonight from 10:20 on BBC One it is match of the day with highlights from 7 Premier League games. Let's take you back to our commentary team because they are ready to kick off. So let's hand you back to Faye Gaskin and Sharon Shortle.
Yeah, the class certainly started to show early in that second half to dominate that second period, and it's finished with the win for England, beating Wales by 60 points to 0.
And she is down with Damian Johnson.
Congratulations, Amy. You're holding the place for player of the match. How was that for you today?
It was really good. Like, it's been a great week in camp, and I've really enjoyed it. And credit where it's due. Fantastic defence.
So it is job well done for England. So that is part one of the international weekend done. A resounding win for England. The men have ventured out from the warmth into the cold. They'll be bringing you England-Tonga over on BBC One. Goodbye for now.